back to Old Soul Podcast. My name is Bree, that's spelled B-R-E-I. Thank you so much. Today I'm going to do an episode or otherwise a video for the film Godzilla Minus One for the new release series. This film was released in 2023. It has a rating of PG-13 and it has a runtime of 2 hours and 4 minutes. The director's name is Takashi Yamazaki. Apologies if I pronounce anything wrong. I'll try to get straight to the point and try my best. The reason why I picked this film, well, there are a few reasons. Well, one, it's great. It's been a while since I've gone to the theater and really just had such a fun time. And I've been feeling that a lot with a lot of the recent releases, which I think happening at the end of the year can kind of feel like it didn't happen earlier in the year, but it definitely did. I think there were a lot of really good films this year, and you'll see a video from me about that later. But mostly it just kind of, when you go and see a film and it reminds you of why you love films so much, this film did that for me. And I loved that experience, and I really think that families and people of all ages and walks of life will enjoy Godzilla Minus One. I do want to note that I saw this film in an American theater on the big screen with captions. So if you're not someone who likes to read subtitles, I really advise you to try. It's a good experience, and there's so many films that you're missing out on if you're limiting yourself to that. I do understand that there could be certain disabilities and restrictions, but if you are simply someone who just feels like you're not going to want to watch something with subtitles, make sure you're in the mood, or maybe it's a good day to catch you, because I know sometimes when I want to watch a film, I have to be in the mood for it, like a scary film or something like that, and you don't want to go in with sort of hostility and then end up not liking it. But I really think you'll enjoy it, and I just wanted to give that notice for anyone that is expecting to go in and see something that's dubbed or in English. It's not in English. And I'm glad it isn't, and I really hope that this film does really good in American box offices, because I want American theaters to start playing a lot more foreign films with subtitles. I think it could be good for our audiences, and I just really would like to be able to go to see the foreign films that I love on the big screen first. So that's another reason. Mostly this film follows a pilot who is dealing with the after effects of post-war Japan. He had an experience soon after he had been in a fight that he should not have lived after, which a lot of people give him a lot of grief for, and basically kind of make him feel like he's dishonorable because of it. And that could be a cultural thing, and that could also just be like, fight for your country, propaganda, so on and so forth. But he encounters another monster so freshly after dealing with war and feeling like you're having to build your life from ashes after such a terrible situation that you were in. And he encounters Godzilla. And then basically after that incident, which you'll see in the film, I'm trying not to give it away, he builds up this revenge throughout the film that is all interconnected to that point in time. And there's a lot of political implications in the film and discussions that make sense when you have just had to build your country back up from war and you've lost basically everything. New characters arrive, bringing back this main male character's soul and heart, but it takes a lot of time and a lot of just going through the motions in the day-to-day. He starts to have friends again from this new job that he gets, which obviously jobs are not coming in rushes, and food and shelter is hard to come by. Like this is a bad time. I don't know how else to express it. And then you have this sort of monster coming in and making those things that were already really bad much worse. And we see that within several different time changes, so we do get a bit of a fleshed out bit of exposition, but I think it's done very well, and it's very entertaining, and it's well paced, and there are amazing shots that have a lot of motion, and there's a lot of heart and very, very well acted and directed scenes. And I never felt bored and I never felt uninvested. And even times where I didn't really like the decisions that the main character was making, I never once rooted against him. I just hoped for him. I wanted more for him. I wanted more for the people around him. I wanted them to avenge their fallen soldiers and loved ones. And ultimately, even with Godzilla being the monster, obviously the center point and focus of the film, his rage and anger and all the sort of magical elements of his destruction sort of personified as this metaphoric thing of war is just all encompassing, and it connects so well. And I even had moments with some of the performances where I really thought I was going to cry because it was just so heart-wrenching and heartbreaking. And I think so much of life is heartbreaking and difficult and hard. And then seeing the added elements of war and sacrifice, and these men speaking about their experiences in the war and feeling like they were left behind even by their own country, their own government. It speaks to a lot of things that I think are happening now, but it's sad to see even in films. They can be sort of hyperbolic and personified and over exaggerated, but I do feel like when it comes to war and feeling like you've been left behind even by the people who are supposed to protect you, that is something that is timeless, unfortunately. And ultimately, I really would love everyone to go and watch Godzilla Minus One. I think you'll have a great time. And again, I said people of all ages, of all walks of life, please know that there are subtitles, and I still think it is worth it. I just really, really enjoyed the film, and I wanted to give it a shout out as my last film commentary of the year. And I hope to see you in the new year. Please look out for my best films of 2023 video and my best K-dramas of 2023. And there's no doubt that I'll tell you this will be on that list. Okay, thank you. Bye.
あれはゴジラ